A shoemaker had become so poor that at last he had nothing left but the leather for one pair of shoes. So in the evening, he cut out the shoes which he wished to begin to make the next morning. In the morning, the two shoes stood quite finished on his table. He was astounded and knew not what to think. He took the shoes in his hands to examine them closer, and they were so neatly made, with not one bad stitch in them, that it was just as if they were intended as a masterpiece. Before long, a buyer came in, and as the shoes pleased him so well, he paid more for them than was customary, and with the money the shoemaker was able to purchase leather for 2 pairs of shoes. He cut them out at night, and next morning was about to set to work with fresh courage. But he had no need to do so, for when he got up, there they were, already made. And buyers also were not wanting, who gave him money enough to buy leather for 4 pairs of shoes. Again, the following morning, he found the 4 pairs made. And so it went on constantly. What he cut out in the evening was finished by the morning, so that he soon had his honest independence again, and at last became a wealthy man. Now one evening, not long before Christmas, the man said to his wife before going to bed, "What if we stayed up tonight to see who it is that lends us this helping hand?" The woman liked the idea and lighted a candle, and then they hid themselves in a corner of the room behind some clothes which were hanging up there, and watched. When it was midnight, 2 little men came, sat down by the shoemaker's table, took all the work which was cut out before them, and began to stitch and sew and hammer so skillfully and so quickly with their little fingers that the shoemaker could not believe his eyes. They did not stop until all was done, and then they ran quickly away. Next morning the woman said, "The little men have made us rich, and we really must show that we are grateful for it. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will make them little shirts and coats and vests and trousers, and knit both of them a pair of stockings. And you make them 2 little pairs of shoes." The man said, "I shall be very glad to do it." And one night when everything was ready, they laid their presents all together on the table instead of the cut-out work, and then they concealed themselves to see how the little men would behave. At midnight, they came bounding in and wanted to get to work at once. But as they did not find any leather cut out, but only the pretty little articles of clothing, they were at first astonished, and then they showed intense delight. They put on the beautiful clothes and sang, "Now we are boys so fine to see, why should we longer cobblers be?" And they danced and skipped and leapt over chairs and benches. At last they danced out of doors, and from that time forth they came no more. But as long as the shoemaker lived, all went well with him, and all his efforts prospered.